All right, hello and welcome everybody. Aquaspirit here again. We're here because there was a very good kind of like a suggestion for a topic. The recognition goes to Nancy here. Talking about the questions that it was about the union. How did the union manifest in there? And the question is very kind of like interesting. It's about the topic, and we're both very pleased in there that we are going to be talking about this. So if you have so many questions, please um, write them down below. One thing, don't blow the chat. That's the only requirement, and keep keep the inner peace in the room. It's for benefits for everyone who's watching after that, or even the people who are right now. So, um, the questions about the union, because everyone wants to know the union. We said it, and I stated it even before I met Paulina, and we got ignited, and then we went through everything. We're going to share it with you guys. But before you get into a union with someone, being in a union, as you guys have your understanding the most within the community about the union, most people think it is in the physical. Well, it's not. The last thing is the physical. You have to go ahead through the processes as unifying your self within you. And you have to remove a lot of things and understanding about love and situations before you actually be in a union. And that part of unifications within you is going to lead to the manifestations within the union. And without further ado, Lorna, thank you for coming in. And I'm going to give you the mic into Paulina, so she's going to take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a good question. People are asking and are interested how you manifest the union or how it manifests itself. And I think it's like the first thing is to realize, are you maybe waiting for the union to manifest, or you're working towards just getting into union? If you know and understand the process that it's your personal journey, are you working towards just becoming this best version of yourself or best partner that you can create for yourself? Because it's, I think many people are just kind of forgetting that it's not something that we can manifest. Like, we can manifest some, maybe some situations, but something to help us on our journey. If we know exactly what we desire, what we dream about, like, that's how you manifest. But I think especially with this twin flame situations, many people are interested how you can manifest your twin flame back to your life. So it's, I think we have to remember about how important is the free will that we have to respect. As much as those manifestations can maybe be like be tweaked, and we can use this manifestation for certain things, we should really respect everyone who is just joining us on our journey, even if they are supposed to join for a quick moment. So I think that's a very important lesson to learn. It's not up to us to manipulate any of the outcomes of the journey. Our only thing to do here is really to embrace those experiences and just take it as it is, but respect each other, not trying to manipulate it to reach our desired outcome. And I can see Lorna is here. Hi, Lorna. Rich is here. So thanks for joining.
Hi, Rich. Thanks for joining. Talking about it, a lot of the people, and also there is a lot of, okay, let's be honest here, it is what it is. A lot of videos that they train you and coach you of how to manifest your twin flame or how to uh, learn what kind of like techniques and manipulations you're going to do to get into your twin flame. You need to understand one portions right here about this. A lot of the people, they want to know how, so they can escape the inner work that it's required for union. They get into a premature unions, and then everything goes really south. Creates some more problems, more drama, more situations when it's not been worked out. The inner work is based out of the true feelings, the true energies, the inner work of the wisdom inside of you. That is, you have to work on yourself, have to understand the value of this spiritual union with another person. Okay, we are talking about the spiritual wisdom that you need to do on your own. And as a Paulina said there, the free will, you're going to be actually healing the codependency inside of you. You are depending on someone to love you. And this is why within the community, there is a lot of codependency. I'm codepending on my twin flame. I cannot do this because I'm waiting on my twin flame. I cannot do this because only my twin flame. I cannot do that because of my twin flame. I asked the people over the years, what do you want from your twin flame? Well, I want him to do this, I want him to do that, and so on and so on. Well, go do it yourself for yourself. If he hears your twin flame, he will know what to do on his own. They're gonna be doing it on their own. You don't have to, but you have to experience that first on your own. If you want to be on a certain place, for example, go visit the place on your own. If you want to have a bubble bath, go get the bubble bath on your own. If you want to be treated with champagne and strawberries and the cream in the bathroom, go do it in yourself first. Learn it how it is, feels like it, before you actually get in within a person. Give that energy to yourself, because by demanding the energy from another person, you don't know what to do it. You're only demanding. You're still working on the old codependency issue. I need that energy from the person. And this is why the actual manifestations doesn't work. The union, it's manifesting when the both units are ready and the divine, it's put them together. You need to understand the third energy there. It is says when you are ready, you will know, because it's gonna bring from love to joy to inner peace and enlightenment. Suggest you to go study the frequencies and there of between alpha and the omega when I go in there. But give it back into
Yeah, I
Paulina.
wanted just to maybe talk more about. We were discussing this. Why some people seem to like get back to the union, or they kind of like get together for some time, and then they are together maybe for 1 week, and then they just split again. So I think as much as people maybe with our thoughts we can make certain people come to our lives, maybe by attraction. I've never tried this because, so I cannot say for that, but I was just trying to find the explanation how it happens that people seem to get create those opportunities to bring their twin flame, or their uh, let's say twin flame counterpart to their lives, but that's just not the proper moment. So they what happens is like they got attracted to them, but there is no positive outcome because they just, okay, they maybe meet for 1 or 2 times, maybe they have a conversation, but it all fell down again. And then we have again like running chasing, and they would say, oh, my twin came back and then he left or she left. So I think it's, as much as we can ask and we can try to manifest those things for ourselves, but I think we have to be just careful what we ask about, because is it really about just getting person to our life just to have a brief conversation with them and then just get separated with drama? Or just trust that the union happens, or this next meeting happens when it's supposed to. And if it happens naturally, that means that by natural order you just allow this person to come back to your life when the time is right. Because if we really focus on this getting the person back, there is a high risk that you will just be meeting with them or having some interaction with them, but you haven't healed properly those patterns that led to separation in the first place. So it's like premature union, because we were really wondering how it happens that people seem to be having some interactions with their twins, but then they just run and chase, run and chase. and how long it's gonna take. And I think it can take as much as you will just recognize that, you have to be patient, and if you're getting impatient that someone is not doing their work, just try to understand. Maybe you can just go on your own, not to ask, not to wait for anyone, and not to try to push something prematurely, because there is no point in that. It will just create unnecessary disbalance in your life, honestly. So stop
Yeah,
pushing those things at a natural pace.
exactly. You will learn of that process of naturality, but the things happen natural events because you can't steer the events. Events are already written in the stars. They're your destiny. You trying to run away from your destiny, the divine's gonna be right there. It says like, here's your destiny. In there, yeah. You're gonna know about it. But what I'm finding more about within this is that following within Paulina, but also we're talking through the years about this, debunking this twin flame situation is like more of the people they want to know the how, and they're learning the how, but the how to and what they need to do so the other person can do what they want him to do, which is this is a sort of manipulations we're talking about. But there is another thing within all this that I've been finding out, kind of like it comes in and point out to it. With this union going on, going off, going on, going off, you need to understand when the one unit does its inner work, so is the other does its inner work, then everything goes smooth. But if you want to know the how and you just want to get the person, and I said this many, many years ago, what do you need your twin flame for? What do you need? To be a provider for you, it to be the servant for you, because the provider is the masculine energy, the servant is the feminine energy that serves you, and so on. So you don't live by yourself. You don't. You have to create things because you're trying to fit the society. You only think you want your twin flame so you can be feel better. The twin flame brings the inner peace in the soul. That is it, the love within the divine within yourself. First of all, with yourself, and then with the person. Then the divine energies are coming in, and they're telling you, you two are put for this together, so we can be example of that. And then you're stepping up into your mission, whatever your mission it will be. You're gonna find your mission. The mission's gonna come to you one way or another. Maybe whatever you have to recreate here in the world to the world so he can be a better place. That's what you need your twin flame to bring that inner peace within your soul. You don't have to worry about with this, but until you get to this point, you have to remove all the other things that you think about your twin flame. You need it so because the other things they comes naturally. You don't have to ask for it. They comes in naturally. They become part of it. But now you do it because you do it with your soul. You do it because of the inner peace that is between you. And you're gonna have some challenges, but those challenges it comes in, you overcome them with the inner peace inside of you. That is the part of the spiritual maturity that the twin flames, as you as a personal journey within you, have to learn first on your own. And then when the both units are okay and the divine is there, then the union is gonna get manifested on its own. You don't really have to do anything. And maybe at the moment that you are least expected, maybe it's the person you are least expected to be. Because as I said before, you don't know who your twin flame is. Divine knows. If you're watching towards the divine is gonna point out for you. So getting back to you. Oh, there's a questions in there.
Hmm.
You want to get that?
Yeah, twin flame power. Hello, everyone. Good to
Uh,
see you here. They haven't healed completely and go through dark night of the soul. As I cannot read because this is hard.
as many
As
times and as it takes, no
it takes no
expectations.
expectations. Yeah, I think that that's the key. if someone doesn't go through dark night of the soul, that's their timeline, that's their pace, you know. And I was just kind of thinking two things. The first one was, you know, when we are just dealing with this twin flame journey and things are not going our way, or we are in a separation phase or any situations like that, that we feel that we are maybe stuck because like someone doesn't want to do the work, we are doing the work. I think we have to be mindful that we may be switching like through the multiple timelines. So maybe, you know, as much as you're somewhere down the road, that person that you considered as your twin, for example, in let's say 30 years, I was just having this exercise because I was trying to understand it. Maybe in one timeline, let's say you would have a future with this person somehow like 30 years down the road, but instead you can choose so-called like maybe higher timeline in which you're just having the optimal spiritual evolution, you know. So it's a little bit maybe requires more this like spiritual surrender to this, to the universe and whatever they are manifesting, you know. Your higher self knows best what person, which counterpart can give you the most spiritual growth. And sometimes it just takes all of it takes really it's opening your eyes just to see further than this one specific person who got you ignited. Because of course, like we have so many timelines. Like there is timeline that you got back with your twin. Also, there is a timeline in which you both separated. But you know, it's more a matter of choice. Are you gonna choose the path that takes, you know, that just really ignores your emotional needs and you just choose to evolve, you know? So I think this, at least that's how I felt based on my journey, that, you know, I just kind of stepped out from the twin flame experience because I completely surrendered to the higher order. And thanks to it, I was able to be matched with another person who had the same thinking, you know, that was tired of just this stagnation. So I think we all have just to remember that like attract like, you know. So if you really want to be paired with the proper counterpart, that you will be choosing evolution most importantly. Like you just have to be this person, you know. You have to recognize that current situation doesn't serve me and I just have to do whatever is necessary to really evolve, you know, even if it takes as much as just putting this emotional needs and just even I would say emotional hopes, you know, for this whatever happened in the ignition state. This is very emotional experience, but somehow you just have to accept that there might be some other alternative scenario for you that will be giving you more spiritual growth at this moment. You may add something to it. It just came to me
I'm
when
just
I was
listening.
thinking.
I'm like, mm. um, let me see what I'm gonna be adding onto this because download it's coming. Ping. Okay. You have to recognize first of all the patterns within the twin flames journey, especially if it has been for a very long time. And when I'm talking about this very long time, the journey is going to be asking you. This is why a lot of the twin flames, one of the main reason is they don't let it go of the person and let if it's meant to be in there. When you're pushing in there, you wish them to have the dark night of the soul. As some of the people, that's what it is. They are like, oh, waiting for my twin flame to be awakened and to have the dark night of the soul and so on and so on. So they have to heal, and he experienced it maybe at so many times. Maybe they share it with you, and they have them. But there is a difference between ignited, awakened, and activated. Okay, and let me kind of like go a little bit deeply within this of these understandings for it. Talking about that, the ignition state is only tells you about, hey, there is this opportunity for you. You're only ignited. Then, after the ignition state, you reevaluate that ignition. You go through the whole these changes, then you become an awakened. But just because you are awakened, that doesn't mean that you do the things. And this is why a lot of the mistakes are coming within the people, because they don't understand the difference between awakened and active or activated. Because you can have the knowledge inside of you, but you're not activated within the energies. The only reason is this is because you don't act on upon what you are told as an awaken of in your ignition. See, the ignition is coming in within you to activate your awakening. And the awakening comes to you to activate your actions, you to perform. And if you don't act upon it, you only have the knowledge in there, you can go around and you can be with the chicken with your head cut off and trying to getting into manifest into a union when you are not even active. You're not working within yourself. You're not working within the energies. You're not doing anything within out there within yourself or stand within the collective or even within the person. And portions of these activations, energies inside of you is accept the persons whose they are. And that is going to be challenges for you because that person comes in to mirroring the stuff, creates the situations, the things that you need to purge, you need to clean, you need to remove from yourself. So once you are activated, you can be a performer. You can be a performer. That's what the divine wants from you. You to perform at certain levels. That's when you're gonna be in the union. That's what this stage, this threshold, when you're passing by, is gonna be manifesting the union and itself. You don't have to do. You already did the work. But if you don't do the work, you stay in the awakening stage, and there without any actions to back it up that awakening from within you. What are you doing here? You can read all the materials, you can read all the books. I know some people, they're smartest guys. They have a 2 3 maybe master's degree, and you ask him, do you have a job? And he's like, no. Why? I'm still studying. Which is nothing wrong with that. But if you don't practice in these things that you study, what are you doing with that? You're only gaining the knowledge. And I see that there is a people are lacking the actions within, first of all, to act on upon of those ignitions and awakenings to be active as a twin flame in there. But when the two people are active and they're activated within the love and that energy is coming within active, the union is coming. Even if you, let's say, for checking how the union it is and so on, you will find what needs to be done more, what more needs to be worked on it. But you're gonna following the inner peace and the natural state of events without you are programming or using any manipulation for manifestation. Because I see the damage from manipulations of manifestations to a lot of you. I did that and now he's running away. I did that and she doesn't want to talk to me. She blocked me. Why? Your codependency, your needs, your energies, your unhealed wounds need that person. By thinking that that person can heal you, you are the person that has to heal first and the most before you go in there with that positions. That's what I wanted to add. I mean, if somebody's got another questions. Oh, by the way, that was a very good one in there.
Yeah, I was thinking, we mentioned some time ago that those energies, they just want all of us to progress as soon as possible and as fast as possible, according to the path of least resistance. So I think by default, we are not meant to be stuck on any part of our journey. I'm not talking about the situations that, you try to, for the things to unfold in a way, like you applied for something and then, there is a delays and you just have to be patient for the resolution. But I think we are giving enough opportunities for the constant growth. There is always something that we can learn and we can heal, whether or not with our twins. So I think it's just up to you. If you feel that something is keeping you stuck and the ball is on the other side, that someone is supposed to do the work in order for this connection to grow, or to move forward. Just take a look if it's not you who are just kind of sitting in this one spot because you kind of have this belief system that we are supposed to join on this journey, just continue this journey together. I think there is enough people on this planet, just to keep you busy with your evolution all the time. So it's, as long as you're ready to just join the boat with someone else, if someone really is not able mentally, emotionally, or psychologically to join you because they are just not on your level, just don't keep yourself stuck and just try to accept other people who can really join you on a journey. It doesn't have to be necessarily super deep spiritual connection. It can be just one person that you will meet maybe for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but they cannot come until you really allow yourself to expand, rather than just keeping this one person in your view. Just really try to see and accept and tell yourself that you're ready to experiment with that, that we can really get, like, I'm talking because it's really from my personal experience. I think it's just, as much as we are open for other people to come into our life without expectations, again, it's all about not having expectations for the certain connection that come to you. Treat all of this as a gift, or as a green light from the universe, because you're tapped into this path of least resistance. So if you're not keeping yourself out of this flow, you can really nicely flow with it, and really you can experience very fast growth, but you have to really be open for that, and just don't judge, don't expect to be your way. If you're really ready to surrender and just accept whatever universe brings you for your highest goal, and if anything, that should be your intention, not how I can manifest that specific person. You can put out there to the universe something like, okay, I'm ready to evolve, I don't care who comes to my life, I really see that I have potential, I've done my work, and clearly something is not working because someone is not doing their work, let's say. That's their problem, but I don't want to be stuck, because in somehow it feels like many people are really evolved and they understand and they were doing all this inner work, but they are kind of waiting for someone, instead of really joining with someone else or just doing their work on their own. So it just this, don't block your progress. I think that's what I wanted to say, summarize.
Well, good job, darling. When you were talking, there was two people popping up as energies in me. The one was Mel, and he was like, yeah, even if you're there, your twin or not, if you're on a different vibration level, you're there here. I've just seen the video from him that he was talking about, and you're right here, and your twin flame is down below. You don't resonate anymore. The universe is gonna bring someone who's matching that vibrations, and that is the principle of the gravities and the energies in there that comes in. But the other person is more interesting. That's a Lindy Cowling. She's like, you should not put your life on hold. Keep on going, moving, go evolve. And remember her about this video and the red chair that she had for. Um, and this is why it's so interesting that we are looking at a lot of the things that comes in. And as we stated even before, the twin flames, the whole dynamic, the way it was back in the days as an awakening state. I'm talking about in the past few years there. Now, before that, in there, that was the ignition state of the humanity. If I can get you go back in a decade, 10 years ago, in there, that was a more the ignition state. Then we had another 5 years passed, and there was this mass awakening. Everyone was started looking for their twin flame. Everyone started talking about their twin flame. Doesn't matter good, bad, money. Excuse me, manifestations, manipulations, and begin to comes in the tarots, begins to comes in how to get your twin flame and how to do this processing manifestations and Everything it's out there in the community. If you want to go deal with it, deal with it. We're talking about it right now. It's the new stage, and the new stage is activations. And talking about the activations, you're gonna be doing, you're gonna be asking to create these actions, and that's what we are here, because if you want to manifest that union, the union manifests itself when the energy, vibrations, gravitations, proper psychology, emotional, energetic levels are together, and the divines comes in, boom. Okay, boom. It's gonna manifest on its own. I'm talking about here. Me and Paulina, we're talking to you as a personal experience, uh, right there. So just something you guys to be aware of, because those are those stages in their evolution. And I said many years ago, we're talking about twin flames, but we are debunking it. We only know that much of what we think about the twin flame. But when you crossing and you graduate, this is what's mean graduate twin flame. When you did your own personal BS removing and you evolve as a psychology, emotional, stable state and balance with inner peace within yourself on your own. You're not codependent in there because you healed the codependency in there. Now you are actually not codependent on your partner. And then where the real love kicks in. Yeah, you're gonna go through another process in there of ignitions within the next levels, but that's what goes with that. Adam, hi. Thank you for being here, Adam. Hi here. Quick questions. If you feel high vibrational energy in yourself through your doing your inner work, do you believe that your counterpart will feel the same? Now, I spoke about this. Actually, there is a lady that I watched it. Actually, I connected with her. I want to have an interview with her about this channel, not the main channel about twin flame, but this, because it's more advanced in there. And talking about this counterpart, you need to understand that they did medical improvements, that when the healer was working in one building and they did a brain scan of him, they did the same time in another building a brain scan of the patients. We're talking about distance healing in there for it, how the same brain portions was activated at the same time. Now, here is the thing that some people within their own desires, that putting that energy towards their twin flame, it's kind of like I'm giving you this love, please accept me, please do and all this. It's a codependency, guys. You doing this so it can be accepted. Let me give you a little clue in there. Your twin flame will accept you unconditionally as who you are. They can pinpoint things that you need to work on it, but they're working with you about this. And if you're sending an energies out there as you're going through your yourself and doing your inner work, there is no guarantee that your twin flame or the person who you think that it's a twin flame, they do their inner work. You're gonna find out by one thing: actions. That's mean they are active and awakening in there. There is some kind of actions. There is some kind of activity that it goes on within the process. They're gonna text you and they're gonna say, I felt this energy, I feel these things, and you know the flow that it goes on in there. You're gonna have communications and they're gonna tell you, you're gonna feel it in there. And if you feel nevertheless though, if they're in the same frequency with you and they're in the same level and energies with you, yes, they will feel the same thing. Yes, they will feel the same thing. But some other people, even they feel it, they have not crossing that awareness job. If it's not done properly, maybe they're feeling the active energies, but they're not fully aware of what's happening in there. So people have to go between those ignition, awareness, active stages within. So it's good that you feel that energies. By the way, within yourself, Adam, that's mean you've done a lot of good work within yourself. Okay, but look at it. I want you to do it just for your own good, not doing it because of your counterpart, because that will lead to these unhealed portions of codependency that you're doing something so somebody to like you. You need to understand you have to do it so you to be like yourself. You become your true self that way. And that will heal this pattern of codependency of the other person, because you're doing this work because of the person. It's not because of the person. You do it because of the journey itself. You're doing it because of the evolution. You're doing to become this powerful person. Whoever is has to come to you. They will accept who you become, not the versions they picture within themselves of who you should be. There's a lot of in there. But once you clear that out and go into the higher realms of the joy, you joy yourself, the inner peace will kick in. You need to understand above the love is the joy of your own self, and then comes in the inner peace. You're in the inner peace with whatever happens. And then you getting in the next stage with the enlightenment and the divine energies that kicks in there. That's how you will know and feel those energies. All right. If you have
And I
anything.
just thought something, yeah, because the way I see those people are having those discussions, I feel my twin's energy, and I feel my heart or his heart, her heart. But the only way to prove it is really to have a 3D confirmation, because other than that, like, honestly, we don't know. People may feel like energetically, I know that's this person, but did you get a confirmation? Since we are supposed to manifest those relationships in 3D, there is no better confirmation that someone's going through it if you don't have confirmation from that person that they text you, or you were sharing maybe at some later point, because too many people are living in illusions, or maybe hopes. I don't want to say illusions, because we just don't know. The only thing that is certain is when someone just talks to you openly, I was going through it, like what happened, when it happened, and then you see, okay, exactly the same thing happened to me. Other than that, if someone tells me, oh, I feel that's the person, like I kind of internally feel that that's this person energy, it may not be. You may be just tricked by your mind. So this is something very we have to be mindful about. And honestly, it shouldn't be even our concern, if that it doesn't manifest and you don't have counterpart to share it with and confirm, just leave it. If you feel something, just assume that this is just your process, and whatever happens, whoever on the planet is going through it, because it maybe not your twin is going through it, maybe it's your other counterpart that you should join in a 3D situation is going through this process, but we just are blinded, just assuming everything that happens to us will be happening to that specific person until the end of the life, because we were talking that how those like dimensions, different dimensions have to merge. And if you have 5D experience, but clearly it doesn't match the 3D experience, something is got lost on the way. Either the timeline's not right, or just something got lost. You missed that, and you just hold on to this vision, but you just misunderstood the process, and you think that that's your 3D counterpart, while your counterpart is something somewhere completely different, and that's your 5D communication you're getting. So I don't know. It's that I'm a bit skeptical with those things, because how come I was feeling some telepathic communication with one person, but then I'm having them with Dio? Who is my twin flame counterpart? Since I can feel both, so it's just try to see it. We can pick up on many many people depending on whatever level of frequency we are currently. You can pick up on your parents, brothers, and so on. So those whatever you're going through, you might be going through something, someone who is close to you, in your vicinity. So just maybe don't get that limited view. Just accept whatever it takes, and if you don't know, just leave it. Don't try to put your mind onto it, because it doesn't help. It will keep you in this limited perspective.
Yeah. Good job, darling. I was trying to say the same thing, but you said the same words. Twin flame power, not waiting, acceptance of what is. Of course, it is what it is. I mean, you cannot change what it is. And this is why the people are in pain in there, because their ego doesn't accept what it is. If you're in the pain, if you are in these situations, look at it, what you don't accept. And acceptance of that is the huge, huge strength in there. I feel the counterparts, different energies, don't know where it came from until later on timeline confirmed. Were we talking about the confirmations and the timelines in there? I've been having more drawings around me about other stuff. I don't keep the drawings about the timelines. There's so many timelines in there. If I can be able to find out, maybe I can just draw you something pretty quick. Might as well in there. But timelines, you need to understand something about the timelines. What do you do? As Paulina said, your basically understandings up here about the timelines. Okay, there's many timelines you can go, and there's many people we can do the same experience. Talking about this right now, if you see it. But what is the difference within the timelines is where you are, of the presence of now. A lot of the people, what they do is they focus on the future predictions and thinking that that's happening right now. And actually, the timeline is right in here. I'm talking about those two dots, if you see them. So this is the future right here. And down in the bottom, in the middle, that is it, the current present moment. So when you look at it, that, and you're connecting the two dots, okay, you're going to either have a delays, which is down in the bottom. You have delays within these timelines here, and you can find out the things that you need to work on it. Or you're going to find out what is the things that you need to be done in order this to manifest in the futures. You see the dots, the crossing line in there that it shows you out. What then actually, what it has to be is this time of present. And all the timelines basically, that's how it's supposed to be. And these lines of the present, it is about your emotional, your energy, your psychological, and your other astral bodies and your relationship with the divine when a day matching the present. So you're not having any more these separate timelines. They'll become one, oneness. You do that first on your own, then your timeline will matching with the counterpart. That's kind of what the manifest of the union will be. And there. And this is why if you have a delay within the things that happens within your journey, you need to understand. You probably see something in the future that you got it down the road because you're thinking too much about the future, but you're missing and you're lacking the power of the present moment. I mean, some of the people don't understand this, and it doesn't matter how much we're talking about within the community. Here at this channel, we're talking about the advance. Okay, I'm not putting ourselves as an advance compared to this. We went through that journey. We know if the people need helps, we go there, and so on. But you need to understand at some point of your journey, you're not going to resonate with what is that awakening state. You're going to be active state. And when I become into the active state as a twin flame, things are different because right now you're performing what you've been awakened for. So yeah, but if your counterpart feels different, as Mel said, you may be up here and your counterpart that you're waiting, it's right here. But the universe says you're done, you're ready, you graduated. I'm giving you a person. Here you go, get to work. You are activated, you are active. You're gonna be doing what you need to do because somebody doesn't want to do the job. If you look at it in a 3D perspective, it's in there. You hire two people who have to do the same job, and the one person doesn't come. But the other person puts too much effort, too much things, and the company says, you know what? We're gonna put you in a higher process in there. We're gonna hire two people because you're doing a very good job. We're gonna make you a supervisor so you can train those two guys so they can do the job as you're supposed to do. It's not any more different than that. But if the person doesn't want to do the work, what are they doing to the person? They lay him off. They let him go because he's not performing. But you don't let it go because you have the personal attachment. You have that codependency inside of you. So there is a lot of processes you're gonna go through till this spiritual maturity completions of your awakening stage when you're ready to be active. So, but yeah, that's all I had.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to it, like first to what Twin Flame Power said. it's it's good that you realize it's not about waiting. It's about surrender, but just to make sure, good way to discern whether or not you're doing it like from the full complete surrender stage. That will feel good. You will feel okay. That's in divine power. I don't feel like I have to wait for anyone to wake up. I know that the right person, or maybe that person, who is your twin, this that can vary, but they will come prepared. They are prepared. They're working on themselves, but you don't feel like, I'm waiting for anything to happen. But I think this is just a little bit of difference. How do you feel about the surrender stage? Are you completely happy about it? Not just are you tolerating and you're patiently waiting for the divine to come, or are you getting excited that divine is just really orchestrating however it is, just staying open, and there is limitless possibilities here. So those things, they are just kind of sorted out the most amazing way, and we just don't we cannot predict those things.
Mhm.
But the other thing I wanted to mention to you, like you were saying about this, how we are at some point we are getting mismatched with the person that gets us ignited. But that's, we always have option to get into the flow with those energies, because the energies never stop. The only thing that can stop is us as a conduit. So if we are, if there is a separation between one counterpart and some other person, but we try to make the connection instead of looking a bit higher just to find someone, or just allow for someone to get attracted on the same level so the energies can go and flow properly. So that's the energy that people want to get back. Honestly, they are not really missing the person. They are missing this energy that they've experienced with another person. And all it takes is really for you to allow yourself to get another conduit. Are you able to accept that there just might be another body that will be allowing you from this higher perspective, on this higher level, to get this flow of these energies? As I said, like it never stopped. This current of energies, it never stopped. The way I see it, we can just step out of it or stay in that flow. So I think that's, what I'm talking about. I just see this constant flow. It's like it never stops. So and I see, one person who just stays there patiently, but do you allow this other, matching level to approach you so you can just have this proper flow? Mm.
Oh, yeah, baby. When you and I were talking and working, and we open up more and more energies between us, I'm gonna bring this diagram right now. All right. So here, you guys to understand. So you are right in here. Look at it in there, and this is your present moment. But you're attracting, as Paulina said, to someone who is below you. What are they going to do? They're gonna bring you down in here. They bring you down. What happens when your twin flame brings you down? You go into the drama and the trauma and so on. While the energies is telling you, this person breaks you down, you have to let it go. And this is why a lot of the question is like, what is it going on? You're in the wrong timeline with that person because you're trying to twist it, the energies, the natural flow. Yeah, as a Paulina said, conduit. If you don't understand the word conduit, that is also a wire. Okay? The wire that electricity goes from point A to point B. But if you're hooked up to the ground, that electricity only goes to the ground. It doesn't have purpose. And this is why when you go into the lower energies and you're attracting it, trying because you wanted it. You're not following the natural path of events in there because you're codependent or whatever your situations is in there, it brings you down. While what are you, it's in the present, and in that present moment of energies right here comes in to you, and here is your counterpart. It's coming right here, right in front of you. That is your counterpart. You see it loud and clear. You see it right there, right in front of you, and in your timeline. It's not a different timeline. It's right in front of it, and possess all the qualities in there. And guess what? What is this timeline is? If you look at it, this is the path of least resistance because this creates a more resistance in there. It's a long road. But you don't realize this inside of you. Most of you don't realize this. But it takes a energies and a guts and a courage to see the truth as it is what it is. Thank you, darling. I got more technical in there. You just open up there. Sorry, couldn't help it. That's what you do. That's what you hear. That's
We
all
have some
right.
comments.
All right. Twin flame power. I know that what one does feel the other is too. Examples such as panic attacks. One thing I know about for panic attacks. If the both individuals experiencing a panic attacks, there is a trauma bond in there. If you don't experiencing the inner peace, experience some other stuff in there. There is a different type of a bond. So if you, there is some still panic attacks in there, there is some psychological wounds that has not been healed. And when I work with people within twin flames journey, people who evolve with this and that, if I see that in there, I straightly suggest them go work with the psychologist, have them do evaluations, and mention this, this, and this. And I believe this is what they're going to find out, and this is how the energy will be. But look at what kind of exercises they're going to help you. There's nothing wrong with that. I suggested that in quite a few people already been there, and some of the people follow the path. They heal what they need to heal in there, and they move on within their spiritual journey as active. They do something with it. And there, I see a few people who doing very well, and so on. Twin flame power, it's freedom. Freedom, if you have the wrong understanding about freedom, freedom is you say and you do and you explain everything to your counterpart without fear of a judgment. That what will say freedom. You're free within yourself to say everything that is going on, even within the deepest, darkest situations within your own self that you're going through. But that is open up the spiritual intimacy. You are not open because you open the soul in there. So freedom has so many descriptions in there, but yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned with another person, but I think there is also a layer of freedom, like a personal freedom.
Yeah.
So it's, not always, it's just, we have to remember that some people are just here who are going through, those journey on their own, in a separation phase, as people used to say. And I think this to find freedom with this, you just have to be completely happy with yourself. You really feel like you don't need anything and anyone to provide for you, or just to care for you, or to love you, or anything. Whatever is the reason that people are missing their twin, once you feel that you really don't need any of that sort to provide for you from anyone, that's the freedom. Because you can stay in this state forever. But if you reach this state, you won't be in this state forever, because that means that you're ready for the next one, you know
Mm-hmm.
to feel freedom.
You want to take Lorna's comment,
Mhm.
or I should read it?
I believe we're not to focus on them. We need to be on our own self care and love journey. We will be redirected as many times as we need to be by the universe. Yeah, even that's a good point. Even redirection, it's when you maybe stick for a little bit too long than necessary, but somehow it's not even redirection. Sometimes, like, if you're ready to go with the flow, you're just gonna be riding this wave. It's just, you don't even have to be redirected, because you accept everything as it comes. But I agree, whenever we get too comfortable, or we just misread whatever happens, and it just happens for a little bit too long, while there is another path for us already prepared. That's We are getting those pushes, or doors getting closed, and we are getting blocked, or there is no communication, all this. So this is like, I think you're able to recognize those. This is a little bit subtle sometimes, but when you start looking at things as they are, you're getting better and better in just reading things as they are, instead of projecting something. You see, okay, this door is closed, that means I have to do something else meanwhile. So definitely not. It's about the self-care and just doing whatever is necessary so you feel good on the journey, honestly, and happy.
Redirection. Okay. Redirections. If you're right here in this timeline, right in here at this point, the universe is
Hmm.
gonna be. Hold on, because I'm looking at the backwards. The universe is gonna redirect you back to the present. When you're living too
Mm.
much within all the situations, the redirections is gonna bring you down, because you see that the things are not happening in the present. And some of this redirections in there is going back into the present. Boy, I love that diagram. I could just kind of like imagine some things in there. Yeah. Yeah. Aquasphere here. Okay. Twin flame power. Yeah. You're just kind of like a blow in the chat, but talking about it's the chemical release in the brain can go down to lower energy. Yes, the dark nights of the yes, share the dark night of the soul is freeing. It helps to mirror what needs to be worked on. To keep communicating is key. Exactly. In there, but when I look at it, the relationship, as far as a this mirroring energies exchanges and so on, if that is connecting to a lower realms, which is dark night of the soul, panic attacks, and anxiety, and so on, something is not right. Either the truth is not present, or it's not acting on the point of the truth from both. Either the one or the other, or both. The truth is missing, and this is why a lot of the people in the community have not gotten in there. You gotta be truthful with this in all levels. So I mean, mirroring, it's mirroring. Okay, the mirroring neurons, they're active. Once you are mirroring, you can tap into other people and can mirror them. You can have a CHAT opened, which is that is the portions of the brain that it's emitting energies, receiving energies. Okay, it's already medically proven. If you want to find the studies as I mentioned as that before for it, go ahead. But we're talking about what you are emitting and receiving. When you move out in your personal journey, guys, okay, take a keynote right here. If you're experiencing the lower energies, you have not healed something within the lower energies to go up. Personally first, and then with the person. And then when you go move up, you're not going to experience this. You're going to be experiencing the love, the joy, the inner peace, and the enlightenment that it comes in, the new informations, the new expansions within your subconsciousness, the bridges between consciousness and subconsciousness, the powerful expansions that goes on inside of your brain, that you are operating now on the base of the awareness informations. If you have been developing during your awareness, now you're practicing. But you're practicing so you can develop more and more. The more you practice, the more you become active. And that is how the journey is going to be coming in there. But if I was you, look deep into the roots. Why are you experiencing panic attacks, dark night of the souls, and all that stuff through the mirroring process? That's mean the truth is not there. It creates a stagnancy. That it's mean that the energy is blocked. When you block an energy, picture a water hose, and I'm blocking at the water hose, and the water hose becomes like a bubble right in here. That is a kind of like the dark night of the soul. And on the other side, there is no water coming out. You're blocking the natural flow of energies, and then the anxiety attacks comes in, and so on and so on. That's mean the truth is not there. What is the truth? Let it go, so the water can go through the truth. The energy can flow through it in there. So thank you. The whole truth was missing, so it can't work. Exactly. But you have to stop asking that the truth is there when it's not. Stop repainting the people. Stop repainting this person that has nothing to do with it. You give him a different because you are codependent in there. You're depending on certain things. Don't paint it. Be real, be true, be honest. That's what the divine wants from you. That's what the divine ignites you in the first place. That's what the divine makes you aware of. Then the divine helps you to become an active. But you have to also do your work. Cooperations from within you with the divine, cooperations with the partner, and your partner cooperates with the divine. It's been said that before, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
No, but especially when we are talking about those mental situations that, it's not fun to have a panic attack. It's not pleasant. It's scary. And maybe there is a reason why we have to go through that. I'm pretty sure I didn't need more than one in my life. I think it done its purpose. Maybe there's some clearing because it really felt like dying at some point. And I think maybe that's like we have to go through those experiences to progress, like to pass some threshold. But the moment that you recognize you pick up on someone else's panic attack, just try to answer to yourself, like, why would you be doing it to yourself? Because it's really not happy state to be with to begin with. And just since you know the process, that it's not even yours, you're not deserving to be in this state. Like, you're doing your work. You can put intention, like, I don't wish to experience, like, this is not my burden, like, this is not my mental state. I don't want to be, as much as the connection will be there, but just maybe sometimes it could be useful just to really put the boundary, like, you don't wish to experience this because it doesn't serve its purpose. If that's a trauma bond, it's not my problem. I'm done with it. I've done through all those, like, panic attacks and all this as much as necessary. For sure, if it happened, it had to have a reason. But I think it's if you're in this higher state of understanding, you can just navigate through that and just choose, okay, I'm not choosing to engage with that energetic field anymore, because I choose to be more happy or more joyful on the journey. Like, I don't need this lower crap. So
It's the same thing that when you are ignited and you didn't like that programming of relationships within the 3D, what did you do? You're like, I don't any more resonance with that 3D lower crap. Imagine that in the next stage as a twin flame, you evolve and you move in there and so on, and you become an awakened. When that awakening portions, it's kind of like completed itself in there. You're not going to be resonate anymore with even the twin flame term at some point because you graduate because you don't want to deal with that drama because the drama from the 3D walked into the drama within the twin flame. You haven't healed the 3D drama within your life. You bring that drama into your TF journey. But you're trying to cross it over to the inner peace in there. They say, nope, it's not going to happen. That's what it's mean to be graduate. When you healed yourself from the drama and the trauma, and you're not passing any more drama and a trauma energy, because when you passing it, you're bringing it where you at. You can't bring lust into the paradise. You can't bring stealing into the paradise. You can't bring all that energy in there. It's not allowed. Why? Because you actually repeating the same things in the higher dimensions. The point it is you to acting on the higher dimensions so you can change what is below. You to bring the heaven on earth. But when you, as Paulina said, when you get into these higher energies, higher vibrations, you're gonna get this. Uh, all right. So, a man, it's when it's once convert narcissist to the other empath, the empath. Yeah, let's not talk about convert narcissist and empath. And this is a whole another. I can talk to you for an hours like this, even the wounded empaths. Because the wounded empath end up being with narcissists because the wounded empath feels the need to care for somebody and the narcissist looks somebody to care for him, and that's what this relationship, which is toxic, begins. But it has its curves, it has its lessons for it. And if someone has a drama in the trauma, yes, return it to the sender. That's them. Let them deal with it, even if it's your TF in there. Yeah, you can help them, you can advise them, and so on. But that doesn't mean you have to be engaged with it. You can be right next to them when they deal with this. If they need a help from you, you give them the helps in there. Okay? But don't go ahead and try to help your twin flame when you are not even asked for it. That is the path of the wounded empath. You put yourself in situations to help where the help was not needed. It's a lot of learnings in there. Triangulations, communal, and not truth. Exactly. If there is no truth, then is not truth, and so on. All right. That's all we had for you guys. Appreciate first of all to Nancy about this topic. If you guys have another topic or something you want us with to talk about it, we appreciate it, and thank you so much for watching us. And from me here, you guys be love.
Thanks for coming. And thanks for sharing. I'm
And
gonna find some pictures next time.
yes, I'm gonna give you some gifts of love up here, guys, for you, and we'll see you next time. And here's some gifts for you. Be love, guys.
You're welcome.